Salta and the north of Argentina is one of the most underrated places in all of Latin America. You have comparatively cheaper prices than the rest of Argentina. In the north, you have fantastic landscapes, mountains, nature, and you have a really pretty old town in Salta. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 things that you need to know before you visit the city of Salta and the surrounding area. Now, the first thing you need to know is about how you're going to get from Salta airport to the city centre. So it's highly likely that if you're going to Salta, you're probably going to arrive at the Salta airport. Now, Salta apparently does have Uber. If you go online and Google it, you'll find that Salta has Uber. Now, having been there for a few days, I can tell you that Uber basically doesn't work. I mean, you'll go onto your Uber app, you'll be waiting there for ages and ages for a driver to come and accept your journey request. You will not get any accepts. You'll be there for hours waiting for an Uber driver. So Uber doesn't really work there, even though officially it is supposed to work. So you're gonna have to take a taxi. Now, there are 2 types of taxi that you'll see in Salta. You'll see like a red coloured taxi, and you'll also see a white coloured taxi. There'll be lots of them outside the airport when you arrive. I took both of those, so I took the red taxi into the city centre and I took the white one on the way back from the city back to the airport when I was leaving Salta. Both were fine, both journeys were fine and safe. Now, I know that taking a taxi may be a little bit more nerve-wracking for some tourists rather than taking an Uber, which is verified and safe. But unless you do book a private transfer via your hotel to get from the airport to the city, the only way you're going to get from the airport to the city is to take one of the local taxis, again, the red one or the white one. So I think both are safe. I think you should be fine. Don't have to worry about your safety in either taxi company. Do be aware though that you'll be under a meter, and do make sure that that meter is working. You should expect to pay somewhere between, I would say, 5,000 to 8,000 pesos. I mean, my 2 taxi journeys to and from the airport were around 6,000 pesos. So expect to pay around 5,000 to 8,000. Any more than 8,000, I would be a bit worried and concerned about that. But yeah, everyone seems to use taxi there, so I wouldn't worry too much about your safety with the taxis. But do keep an eye on that meter just to make sure it is working okay. Now, the second thing you need to know before you come to Salta is in terms of where you need to stay and where the best place in the city is to stay. And the best place is somewhere near the main plaza, the Plaza Nueve de Julio. That is the main square in the city. So anywhere which is relatively close to that square is going to be fine. The city centre of Salta, which is called Centro, did feel quite safe to me. I didn't feel too concerned about my safety. And in fact, I think Salta city centre is one of the safest places that I've been to in Argentina, full stop. So I think you should be fine there in terms of your safety, but do keep an eye on your belongings. Do keep vigilant. After all, you are in Latin America. You do need to keep vigilant everywhere you go in Latin America. But I did feel quite safe there, to be honest, so I wouldn't worry too much about your safety. But obviously, don't show jewelry and expensive belongings. Do keep an eye on your belongings, do keep vigilant, and you should be fine. Now, the third thing you need to know is about one of the top tourist attractions in the city of Salta. So I do recommend that you go up to the San Bernardo mountain. It's called in Spanish Cerro San Bernardo. So it's the big mountain overlooking the city. You get some really nice views all across the city. You can hike up it, but you do also have a cable car. You want to go on Google Maps and you want to go to the San Bernardo Teleférico. That's kind of where you start your cable car journey. Now, there is a price to use the cable car. It is currently 10,000 pesos for international tourists. If you are an Argentinian local, you actually get a big discount, but for international tourists, it's 10,000 pesos. And that's 10,000 pesos for a return ticket. So keep hold of that ticket, that return ticket that you buy. Of course, you'll need to show that ticket to the officer when you're heading on your way down to use the cable car down to ground level. You can get your ticket by either credit card, debit card, cash, basically every single option available. But do be aware, because there is massive inflation in Argentina, when you're watching this video, the price may not be 10,000 pesos. It may have increased because the inflation is just so bad in Argentina. So prices are always changing. So maybe it is different when you're watching this, but right now it's still 10,000. So yeah, just be aware, inflation in Argentina is bad. Now then, the fourth thing that you need to know before you come to Salta is that you certainly should take an excursion tour from the city to the surrounding areas. So there's 2 big day trips and tours that you could do when you're in Salta. The first one is the Salinas Grandes tour. So Salinas Grandes is like this big salt flat, kind of similar to the famous one in Bolivia. Now, unfortunately, when I was in Salta, this tour was off because they didn't have the correct vehicles to get to the salt flat, so that tour was unavailable. So I took a tour instead to Cafayate. So it's spelled Cafayate, but they pronounce it Cafayate. So Cafayate is this lovely mountain town in the mountains in the Andes. It's a big day trip. It's a 4-day-long day trip. So it's about a 12-hour journey in total, including your transport there, transport back, your lunch break in the middle. Now, the tour takes you all around the mountains. It takes you to some of the highlights of the mountain region. You get to do a bit of wine tasting, and then you're left for a few hours in Cafayate to get some lunch and explore the town. Now, to book this tour, you can go to the description of this video and also the comment section as well. I'll put the link in the comment section. It's on Get Your Guide. I recommend Get Your Guide when you are booking tours and excursions all around the world. Get Your Guide is a very good website. It's very easy to use. Just search in the place you want to go to book your tour, and you'll see loads of different tours with all the ratings and reviews from people that have been on that tour. I highly recommend this one. This is the exact tour that I went on. The tour guide was fantastic, spoke fantastic English, was easily able to interchange between Spanish and English, which is pretty phenomenal. It was a shame that I couldn't do the Salinas Grandes tour as well, but unfortunately, some times of the year, you just can't do that tour. But this tour was really, really good. I really enjoyed it, highly recommend it. So do check out that link in the description where you can purchase the tour. And just look at the mountains here, look at the phenomenal nature and landscape that you get on this tour. You see some incredible red mountains. You've got some rainbow colored mountains as well with different types of colors and rock formations. So you do see some spectacular views, spectacular mountains, and the town of Cafayate itself is really nice. I'm going to do a separate video on Cafayate actually in the future, so do stay tuned for that, and do make sure you subscribe to the channel to see that video. But in conclusion, just go to that link in the description, book that tour on Get Your Guide. Again, I really do recommend it. And now, just before I do move on to the fifth and final thing you need to know about Salta, also in the description and comment section, you'll see lots of other links too. So for example, there is a link there where you can actually join a side hustle to make some money, and that extra money can help out funding your travels. So do check out that link, especially if you do want to make some extra money. There's a link to where you can get some travel insurance, where you can purchase your travel bags and rucksacks using the Level 8 website. So there's a link there. You can also purchase your flights with Skyscanner. Skyscanner is the best flight comparison site in the world. So if you are looking to book your flights to Argentina, Salta, anywhere else in the country, use that Skyscanner link. So do have a little look if you are interested. But the final thing you do need to know before you visit Salta is in terms of the food. So Salta is known to have the best empanadas in all of Argentina. Now, for some empanadas, I recommend you go to this place called La Saltaneria. Now, La Saltaneria is very famous in Salta because they make empanadas fresh to order. So you order your type of empanada and they bake the empanadas right in front of your eyes in this stove here. Do be aware though, you're going to need to use a bit of Spanish because the people there do not speak English, so make sure you bring your Spanish skills, because in Salta and most of Argentina, the majority of people don't speak English, so you're going to need a bit of Spanish. So know your keywords: carne for meat, queso, cheese, pollo, chicken. But do make sure you go here to get your empanadas, and also do check out the Mercado San Miguel, so the San Miguel market in the city as well. You've got lots of spices there, lots of fruits and vegetables you can see. But also in the Mercado San Miguel as well, you've got this really nice pizza place which you can just see right here. It's very popular with the locals. They do good pizzas there. And if you are looking for a restaurant I recommend is somewhere called Doña Salta. It's very popular, it's got good reviews. They serve up local traditional Salta and Northern Argentine cuisine, so lots of stews, good empanadas as well. So that is a good place that I recommend, and it is relatively affordable. So in conclusion, I do think Salta is worth a visit if you are in Argentina. Lots of people skip out on it, lots of people do neglect the north of Argentina. But as I said before in this video, you've got fantastic mountains, as you can clearly see in the video, and you've got very good food, friendly people, and cheaper prices than what you would pay in other places in Argentina. So do let me know in the comment section if you are planning a trip to Argentina, and if you are planning to come to Salta. It will be interesting to know how many of you are planning a trip here, because not many people do come here, but again, it's certainly worth a visit. And do let me know as well if you're from Salta or if you've been to Salta before, and if you do have any other tips about Salta that travelers and tourists should be aware of before they come to Salta and the north of Argentina. So do let me know in the comments any of your thoughts and opinions. It will be very interesting to see. And also do click the like button if you have enjoyed today's video. It does really help out the channel and the video. And also make sure you do subscribe for some more travel content. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.